Hello, hello, hello. All right, so I want to kind of make this quick. I don't have a lot of time to record, but you see on my screen, I have The Hidden Teaching by Sheldon Moore. Um, so I wanted to show you all or put together for you, um, who I'm talking about, and I want to read a little bit more from the book. And this might be a little long because I mean it's awesome. So I'm going to jump right into it because we don't have a lot of time, and I want to show you who Sheldon Moore is. So what I have learned throughout finding God, I love that. When I found God, so all this stuff started rushing in, and one of the things that I had learned or got from God was that everything is a cycle, and as souls in our soul body or soul form, without the physical, we can go from realm to realm without having to be born into this existence or an existence like we have to here. And it's a trap. So I had learned that it was a trap, that there was a prison planet that had come through. But I was new to listening to God then, right? And so a lot of religious Christians are going to thump me for this because I grew up Catholic. I've read the Catholic Bible. I've read King James version of the Christian Bible. Um, there's they're about the same. There's just a little bit more in the Catholic Bible. However, I still didn't find God until I was 43, and it all happened when my husband passed away. That's when I made the connection that guess what? There's definitely something more out there. And God raises the ones that you least expect to bring his people in to call the flock. The greatest lie ever told was the devil making you believe that he doesn't exist, or a step further, making you believe he is God. And so I got that from a download too from God. And he taught me about the love in my heart and how to listen to him through that feeling. That's why another reason why I haven't done any recordings on reading cards, because I'm still battling with that with God. And that's where I said a lot of religious people are going to thump me because of their belief taught to them by somebody else, when really when it comes down to the energy of good and bad, and you put in it what you get out. So if you put evil in, you get evil out. You put in love, you get love out. God told me to look through the lenses of love, do everything, see through my heart. Well, Sheldon Moore talks about this in this book. Everything that I was being told then that I did not understand, when I found two people, well, three people, because it was all through Leak Project, which he's the guy's channel that you see up here on the screen. Leak Project, that's Rex Bear's channel. I found him, and then I found Gerald Clark. I was searching for energy within. Gerald Clark showed up, and he was on this channel, Leak Project. Well, then I started going through Rex Bear stuff, watching videos. Some very good people, by the way, very intelligent people, out of the box thinkers. Um, and I believe in Jesus Christ. I believe in the Lord, that there's a creator. I just don't believe it's the way that we've been told in the Bible. So, uh, hang on just a second. Audie, what's up? No, I don't. I just wanted to make sure Momo wasn't trying to get me. If Momo needs me, I can pause the video. I know I didn't pause the whole video, so y'all got to hear everything I said, but it's okay. Um, you know, when you come to Psychic Soul Senses channel, you get what you get. um, so in this book, what I love about Sheldon Moore's stuff is he talks about the cycles. Gerald Clark is another person, by the way. May he rest in peace. He passed away about 5 years ago. Excuse me. I learned so much from his work. Couldn't believe it when he passed. Like, his work woke me up the most, for real. And then Sheldon Moore's work, well, it taught me more about the cycles and stuff and how. And that's when it all started clicking that our soul is like a triad. And so you'll have layers of the soul. That's why they say our brain can hold 11 different dimensions, maybe because we have 11 dimensions. And I feel like that our soul is broke down into parts and pieces here, like we fell from grace and now we're here in 3D and we have to open our eyes to our creator. And it's not a physical giant guy that's going to come down out of the sky. Um, and so that's also when I realized that there's other life forms. It's kind of crazy if we think that we're the only ones, right? That's unprofessional to smoke on a video. So, anyways, that being said, he talks about when the cycle ends, we go back. In Buddhism, cyclic experience is called the wheel of Shamashra, and we don't exit this repeating pattern of birth and death until we attain enlightenment. And that's one of the things that I remember immediately when Derek showed up, which is what's leading me to my husband. When he passed away after his funeral, I visited him. He visited me, is what it was. And that's the thing that immediately clicked with me because I was asking him questions and he was answering me and he was like, it's all cycles. And there's a certain cycle, like if you can imagine, say, we already know that we golden age, iron age, all this different ages, and they last so many thousands of years, and so many souls are born into that time frame. And then he said at the end of the cycle, a lot of souls exit and new life begins, but you don't exit the program here, or you don't exit the cycle here until you have attained enlightenment, the true path back to God, right? And so the it's not written in plain form for you to just follow like a storyline or escape room. It's not like that. It is almost like escape room, I feel like, because you got to find clues here and there. It's not that easy that it's going to be you go to a church down the street and a preacher is going to tell you what to believe and what to think. That's just outdated. It just never made sense that I had to believe what you tell me to believe. My mind don't work like that. It never has. That's why I've always had a problem with authority, because it's, I believe this, you're going to believe it. No, thank you. No, thank you. So, enlightenment ends the cyclic existence. I think that's so cool. Anyways, he talks about his out of body experience. Well, it was a near death experience that he had, which I had an out of body experience. He talks about what you say and do in life really does count because it comes back to you on what you do. Um, I love this. In Ephesians 1:17 through 18, Jesus mentions the spirit of wisdom we are all granted, and then says, pray also that the eyes of the heart may be enlightened. Meaning, Jesus seems to be implying that we must be enlightened from within and see with our heart. A more profound meaning comes from the comment in John 3:3 through 5, where he states, no man can enter the kingdom of heaven unless he is born again of the water and spirit. Being born again in spirit has a much deeper meaning, signifying that the soul must be reborn through enlightenment or illumination. And that's what happens when you wake up. He spoke to me, he was there, not my husband, God. God showed up first. He was there, and he told me that I would have a visitation in 3 months, and that person would tell me everything I needed to know. But he had to open my eyes to his existence, and I am in this awe. And that happened January 4th of 2019. I'll never forget that day. It was the best day of my life. I heard a female voice first, and I thought that was God. And then I heard the male voice. And then I realized that our higher creator is not a he or a she. Okay. And the love I felt was the most love I had ever felt in my entire life. There's no love like it. That's how I know 3 months later, when my husband did die and God brought him to me to awaken me. That was my awakening then, because I was at all like, oh my gosh. And it was 3 months later, exactly. Same love. That's how I knew my husband had went to heaven, but or was with God, our creator, source. I come away from the thing understanding that source creator is what he is. But he said that I had a pure heart, that my heart was pure. And the reason he came to me is because I was praying. I was praying for my husband. I was praying that even though we were separating and splitting up, even though that was going on, I wanted the best for him, and I wanted God to help guide him. It was weird how it all happened, but so Sheldon Moore talks about his experience. Well, we'll get into all that on a later date. I just wanted you to be able to know who I'm talking about. So I'm going to show you one more thing. Yeah. I'm doing brownies for Bubby's birthday tomorrow. Big Bubby's birthday. And so that was not cool to interrupt me for that. But anyway, so this is Sheldon Moore, author, is what I put in so that you can see who he is. I am starting to glitch a little bit, but it puts a face to the picture. We'll close that out. Okay, so, anyways, guys, this is the book, The Hidden Teaching. It's really, really good. I recommend that you guys get it. It talks about, you know, all this stuff that we're talking about. I am going to read some more of it another day. So, because, I didn't think I'd have much time to read today. And I wanted to explain a little bit more of why I haven't. Not only has it been my equipment not being good enough to withstand live videos, I was battling with my creator, our creator source, over whether I should do it or not, because I don't want to hinder someone else not opening up their connection to Christ, to God, to source. Because once you open that up, it makes you a new person. It changes you completely. And that's what happened to me. So when my husband showed up 3 months later, my energy shot up out of when God showed up to me, it did stuff. It stirred, it made the connection. When he sent Derek, it shot up suddenly, and it went through every chakra, and he was telling me how to do it too as it was going. And he was telling me to keep spinning the yellow chakra as it was happening, and it hit my head. Things popped, and I was outside of my body, and it was awesome. It was the best feeling in the world, and it was the same love I felt when God showed up. So I know there's something to this, and that's what I'm talking about. Now, I don't know if any of you guys follow Billy Carson and that debacle, but Billy Carson is not a religious scholar. But one of the things I have always kept in my mind since I've been talking with God every day, it's going on 6 years now that this happened. So the thing is, the discernment that people tell you to use is the communication you have with God. So if what I'm telling you doesn't resonate with you, you're going to have a feeling that tells you, it don't match me. I need to move on. Or your heart will fill up with this, man, I feel something. There's something to this. So that's the discernment that I use. That is your gut. When people tell you, trust your gut, trust your heart, because right below your heart is where the feeling comes. And then you know instantly what you should do. And if you second guess it, that's the mind stepping in. That's the reptilian brain mind stepping in to give you doubt, ego mind, whatever you want to call it. But if you listen to that first gut feeling, that was the right one. That's the one you can't ignore. So, all right, guys, I didn't want to play any of that video from Rex Bear's show because I don't want to get a copyright. And like I said, I don't have a lot of time. Anyways, I could review some of it, like I don't know. I'm glad I got good equipment now because I can go live, and I am going to set up a live for us. I'm excited. And I do have some recordings for New Year readings. I'll be posting those up in the next few days. We'll schedule a live after the New Year. I think it would be better then because I don't want to answer New Year questions because I don't want to jinx anything. I don't want to carry any of the old negative energy into the new year. So actually, I think I'll wait. Let me think. Let me see. Oh, I know when we're going to do it. Tuesday, December the 31st. That's going to be our first new Tarot Tuesday. and I'll see you guys then. Okay. Live. I'll see you live then. Before, until then, I'm sure I'll post some more videos, but remember to be the reason that someone believes in good people, and I will see you on the next one. Okay. Happy New Year.